Good afternoon and welcome to In the Office once again with Brother Mike Hill, Minister Gregory Greene, and Brother Tito Ramos. And we're here with a special edition of In the Office. We're going to be discussing today politics, your social aspect of politics, and how politics affects you in the community you live in. We're not concentrating so much on party affiliations, just your political alliance as per se, what's trickling down to us at this level, because what's believed and what's meant on another level is not what we hear and received on this level where we're at, the average person who live in America. Be you white, black, Asian, or whatever nationality or race. My brother Mike Hill asked me a little bit earlier today, why don't we do a segment on how it affects the community? So, I was looking at politics here in Lee County. We're in Lee County, Florida, and how it trickles down and how it affects everyone's day-to-day life. And being that I'm not originally from here, being a Charlestonian, a Geechee, you already know how we get down, how we rock. But one thing Mike so elegantly told me was, a ghetto is a ghetto. Your ghetto ain't no better or worse than my ghetto. It's a ghetto. And for some people who live in a home with a two-car garage and a fenced-in backyard, you may not consider where you live a ghetto, but you need to define the definition of the word ghetto. Okay, Brother Mike, how was it growing up here in Fort Myers?
Well, to be clear with you, Greene,
Okay.
for the most part, we're more hood here than we are ghetto.
Okay,
define. I think that, ghettos are more concentrated. They're more found in bigger cities where you have a more concentration of people in poverty.
So this is less urban.
Well, this is less urban. This is on Southwest Florida. We are a rural community. We're a little different, but, we are rural. And like I said, we ain't necessarily ghetto. We are hood, though. You know what I mean? Because, like in my neighborhood, you had middle-class black people and projects, and all of it was mixed together. So,
okay.
You wouldn't say that's a ghetto when you got people who, earn a good living or are professionals, but again, you do have a hood. You have a hood.
Okay, mentality. Now I want to see if it's the same here. Where I grew up in Charleston, I grew up in a place called West Ashley, a subdivision called Red Top, and we went to school with kids that were from the project,
right,
in a different location, and the guys and the girls in the project automatically figured that they were tougher than us. For some unknown reason, they felt like, oh, we could whoop y'all just because they were from the projects. It's like they had this mentality that said, we're more than you are less than us.
No, what
they say, but we actually owned homes and owned the lands the outside on.
But what they're saying is they are harder.
When you say harder, what does that mean?
But this is their feeling. They're harder. They like harder. You see what I'm saying? So they come from a point where, things hard, where they got maybe five, six, well, you probably have 5, 6 siblings in the house.
8 of us.
They fighting and stuff, but, they live in the projects and people on top of people, and, you know what I'm saying? So they think you living in a home or living away from the project that, somehow you're a little bit softer because, you probably don't go through the same thing that they go through.
Oh, so what you're saying, I want to be clear on this now. Because my daddy lived in the house with me. My mother and father were married.
So you a lame.
So I'm lame.
I'm saying in their perception.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? This is how they think.
Okay, so how did they reach this perception? Because
they everything that you come to, all kind of understandings that you come to come from home.
Okay.
First.
So someone within that household, that apartment complex, was telling them, we suckers.
Well, they telling them, but not necessarily, might not be verbally, but in their behavior.
In their behavior.
They living.
Okay.
This was what, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is how they, but they might be saying that too, like I said, because, you know, they might think that you lame because you ain't on what they on.
Yeah,
You
now,
know what I mean?
now,
That's how they,
now understand now, the guys that grew up downtown or in the North Charleston, okay, we can always distinguish who was from which area based on the way we dressed. You understand? We could have on the same clothes that they were wearing downtown, or the brothers on Mall Park, or one of those other parks, that, or Forest Park, which was West Ashley. But we wore it a little different. They wore it a little different. They had a different, what the kids call swag. They wore it different. You understand? So we identified each other. Well, he's from downtown, or he's from the north, or he's off of D Road, Dorchester Road, or Montague, or
so y'all
Academy.
had different hoods.
Oh, my point. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so we had different hoods. Kill that, Raymond.
You know, but going back to,
Turn that down. Yeah. Yeah.
y'all edited and all that anyway.
Yeah.
Alright, but going back to what you were saying, about where they get it from, you know, like I said, all bad things emanate, all good things. Don't
Come out of
don't say it started at home. You know what I mean? Me being in education, we get kids and that come to school can't read.
Yeah.
Alright, but you know, and a lot of the parents, they be like, you know, like that's the school job to teach them to read, and it's not.
It's not.
It's our job to, you know, build
on the foundation they're supposed to
that
lay.
they're supposed to say at home.
Yeah.
Right? But they're not setting these foundations, and it goes all the way back to everything that's going on, behaviors, morals. Everything is set at the house. And, you know, we like to point fingers and talk about Trump did it, or Black Lives Matter didn't do it, or, you know what I mean? But again, it's
So,
still
okay,
house, really.
not to cut across you, because you touched on something that I want to segue into. How did taking the man out of the household affect the household?
Well, you know, you took the leader out of the household.
Okay.
All right, so it's like walking around with your head cut off.
Okay.
Because the man is literally the what?
Head.
The head. All right, and if you Christian, if you Muslim, I don't care what you will, this predominating everything.
Yeah.
Now, maybe not feminism.
Yeah.
All right, but like I said, you know, once you lose the head, then you lose all sense of like equilibrium.
Okay.
Equilibrium off.
Okay.
In the house.
Uh-huh.
You understand what I'm saying? So now it has shifted.
So the woman is the head.
So now the woman is the head. So now what you have is you have a truly
Matriarch sisters.
okay, but you have a matriarch system, but the energy that you are getting
Shifted.
has shifted. There's
Because
no
now-
balance.
Okay, so now all the viewpoints you have are the viewpoints of a woman, and
Right.
not a man.
If that's how you are conditioned, you gotta understand you are conditioned. This is where you're at. This is what you deal with. This is how you live day to day. So in your mind, this is how you. This is what you think is right or is normal, and it's not. Again, it's not normal for a house to not have a man. All right, but like you know, many people point out, and it's only in the black communities or in the because blacks are predominantly poor, so only in the poor communities that. Well, no, I ain't even gonna say that because let's say in the rural community, let's say in the Midwest, for them to get government aid for the farmers and all that,
they have to meet a certain criteria.
But they're not told not to have a man in the house.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? I'm not gonna give you this farm aid unless there's no man in the house.
Okay.
That defeat the purpose, right?
So,
Because you do the farm work. Okay, but in the black
community,
that's what we're gonna give you somewhere to stay, but your man can't stay there. All right, we're gonna give you aid, a food stamp, but you can only work these many hours that don't work at all. So now you stuck. All right, now you stuck in complacency. but you stuck in poverty.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you stuck in poverty. I remember growing up here, right? It used to be cats. Like when I was growing up, they lived in the projects, and when I became a grown man, they were still in the projects. You know what I'm saying? And when I was young, I just thought them was houses like I had a house.
Yeah.
Because people had lived in them so long, I didn't know that
Yeah.
what they really were. You know what I'm saying? That this ain't nowhere for you to stop at. This is just somewhere for you to be until you can do better. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, a lot of people were stuck.
Well, okay.
And a lot of people are stuck.
Well, okay. The definition of apartment as opposed to the definition of projects.
Well, apartments are in projects.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You have apartments, sometimes you have townhouses. You know, it's low income housing now.
Low income.
Let's change the term. Let's be politically correct.
Okay.
All right, so it's low income housing now. So now it's even sweeter because you can get a house.
Yeah.
You can get a house and be in poverty.
Mm-hmm.
See, this is the trick, right? It's all a trick, right?
Okay.
So this is what they'll do to keep you in poverty and make you think it's all right to be poor. All right, is they'll give you all these good benefits. You can move out and get vouchers, move in new places. All right, you can get new stuff, have all this new stuff. So in your mind, you know, you have everything everybody else have. You live in the same neighborhood these people who work and pay for a mortgage live. You see what I'm saying? So your children, they don't think nothing wrong with how they live because they got everything everybody else got.
But they don't own it.
But they don't own it.
See, that's the catch. You don't own it.
But mama ain't telling them about what own it because every 6 to 9 months when there's a new place open, she's going to the new.
The new one.
She's going to jump from new to new to new to new to new. New to new to new. So they always going to move into a new place. Consumerism, materialism. That's their whole focus.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But they ain't understanding that, okay, what does this move and do? You know what I'm saying? What does it do to your children? Because they ain't, the only reason why they got these apartments because they got kids. But now you moving them every 2 to 3 months. They somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? What's the effect on it?
Well, what I look at is now we dealt with the housing aspect of it. Let's deal with the education part of it. Because remember, back in the days, all schools were community based.
Right.
Okay, now when I was coming up, the teachers who taught us, most of them actually came from within our community.
Okay.
So
I can't say that
here.
concerning me.
Okay. So let me throw this out here because it ties in with the housing and the projects and all of that component. Because everyone lived in the same area, the teachers had a rapport with your parents. Because everybody shopped at the same stores in the same community. Therefore, everyone interacted with each other on a certain base. So if you knew, I knew your parents, you were more likely or apt to fall in line. What do you say, Mr. Raymond?
Better.
Yeah, because that component was there. We all went to the same, you lived in the same community with the educators, you went to the same church,
Okay.
they participated in our community. But hold on for a second. The reason they switched up the game on us in the middle of, they switched up the game in the middle of the game. Okay, because of the athletics. Okay, now you got these schools that are predominantly black that are winning at the major money-making sports. So they started busing these kids to different schools. Now, there was no such thing when I was coming up as school of choice.
But listen, first
Okay.
of all, this what you gotta understand about the.
Okay.
See, you touching on integration, and
But see, they just repackage it and present it in a different way.
Well, but this is what they're doing. But this is what is happening. What you were talking about you know, with education and it being community based and the parents and the students and everybody knowing each other and all that. All right, that's the concept that was pre-integration. All right, when we had our own schools, well, our teachers really cared about the students in which they were teaching because they were their kids. All right, you're talking about a whole nother aspect than now. All right, with integration, what you got was you got these different teachers now that are teaching students that are not like them. All right, with integration, what we got with ESC.
Yeah.
All right, so what all they did was segregate the school within the school. So when they integrated, the black, and then not only that, when they integrated, the only schools that were destroyed were the black ones.
Yeah.
All right. We integrated into their school. They didn't integrate into our school.
No.
They wouldn't ride an hour to school and go into the hood to go to school, unless now they call them magnets. But, and then that's a benefit for them. They're going there for their benefit.
Yeah.
Specifically. It ain't nothing that's mandated like it was mandated. I live on St. Charles Street, right? And I went to Gulf Cape Elementary, Gulf Middle, Cape High. All right. So, but I live 5 minutes from Franklin Park Elementary.
Yeah.
I live not even 10 minutes from Dunbar Middle, and 10 minutes from 4 Mile High.
Well, now stop right there, because I want to go to that component that I touched on. Okay, you participated in athletics, right?
Right, but I would.
Okay, hold on for a second. Hold on for a second now. Hold on for a second. You and how many of the star athletes on the basketball or the football team? You went to Cape High, right?
Yeah.
How many of you guys came out of Dunbar community?
Probably on the team, half.
Half.
5 and 5.
Now, how productive was your team?
It was alright.
Y'all, okay. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Now, that's the first time I've heard you give me a modest answer about yourself.
But we was alright, you know.
Y'all were competitive.
We was alright.
Okay, but
we had me. You know what I'm saying? That's
the mic I know.
I'm just telling you what it was.
Okay.
We had me, but made it competitive.
You had Robert Giles.
No, Robert went on.
Robert went to North. Robert went to North. Where did Al Jenkins go?
North.
No. Oh. For the people who don't know Lee County sports history, I'm throwing out some names, and the people who watch this show from Lee County, you can identify with it. But what I'm saying is, out of Lee County came some pretty good athletes, and they don't get their just due, because for various reasons, now you know about Deion Sanders, Sammy Watkins, some of these other cats, but prior to them coming out of Lee County, it has been a plethora, what I'm saying, a plethora of high caliber athletes in different genres of sports to come out of this county. You know, you hear a lot about Dade County, but we're going to give a big ups to Lee County as far as athletics and education, because some great educators, some great black educators have come out of Lee County too. You know what I'm saying? And I just want to put that out there. God bless Miss Hughes and some of these other educators who imparted wisdom and knowledge into these young people too. But go ahead, Mike. Other than that, but what I'm saying is, if all of you would have stayed in Dunbar, what high school you would have went to?
Well, if they would have never closed Dunbar, it'd have been Dunbar.
There you go. So what I'm saying is, it was done strategically.
Well, of course it was. It's always done strategically. The only people that ain't strategic is us.
Yeah, and why is that?
The only people that are strategic.
But we don't want to be strategic because we're afraid that we're going to succeed. And when you succeed, you have to. A part of succeeding is changing.
Well, okay, but speaking to me, this is my issue with the leadership. Again, going back to the house, you said the man has been taken out of the house, but the man has been taken out of leadership as well, outside of the home. Fort Myers, for the most part, like I said, is a matriarchal
society, city, county, community.
Yeah.
Even in Lehigh.
You know what I'm saying? But it's a, you know, I speak for Fort Myers because the black community was always just Fort Myers. It was Dunbar at one point. Okay. It was just Dunbar, well, in Harlem Heights. Okay. But these were the places where blacks live. And so, you know, when I be talking about blacks in general in South Florida, I'm talking about Dunbar. Yeah. And how, and it spread from that, but the core is Dunbar. Mm-hmm. But like I said, I don't know what I said.
We was talking about the housing component and how it affects.
Oh, about about the matriarchal, but you know, we don't have men that are leading in the 4 miles. You know, think about it. You hear Ann Knight, you hear Shoemaker, you know, there's
Johnny
it's
Street.
all women. But Johnny late to the game. Our city council people were women for the longest.
Veronica Shoemaker.
And Knight, they probably was our city council people for better years.
When I moved here, that's who Veronica Shoemaker and Ann Knight.
Right. No, nothing against that, but I'm just talking about how our city is not comprised of. When I was growing up, it was it was a lot of parented homes. You also had a lot of kids that I grew up with that lived with their grandparents.
Yeah.
Now
extended family.
But now it's predominantly all kids living with their mamas. All right, and then what we're saying is, oh, well, our community is bad, things getting worse. Well, what happened? People don't want to put their finger on what the problem is. The problem is there is no man in the house, and our homes are predominantly female now. All right, so what we have is energy, female energy that is dominant.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, like I said, it's no leadership, you know. And we say, well, the men need to step up, but, you know, concerning the home, that's a whole nother topic, a whole nother day.
Well,
talk about
before we change that, I know when I was single, dating women that had children, one of the biggest hurdles you had to cross was the woman letting you know these aren't your children. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And I want y'all to get this point and get it good. When you have a man and you don't want the man to lead, not because he's incapable of leading, but just because you have held that role for so long till you don't want to relinquish that role to a man. A real man ain't going to stay in that situation. A real man is not going to stay in that situation where he's not allowed to be the head. Not because he's not qualified, but because you have assumed that role for so long, you can't see you in another role.
Hey, but listen, Greene, you know, not to be facetious, but how many real men are coming up now?
Well, we talk.
Listen, but we ain't talking. We ain't no real men. You got now these days men they wearing dresses
because women raising them.
Okay, but this is what I'm saying. So, how can you get a full man when there is no model of one? How can you? How can you know? If a dog was raised by cats,
Through the meow.
that's right.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? And see, we don't understand how deep this is in our community, and you know how big of an issue it is.
Well,
you know.
Well, I hold on. I go back to the order that God set things up in. If God set things in motion with a certain order and establishment, when you deviate away from that order, you deviate away from the outcome. You change the outcome totally. When you go against what God has established and set in motion because you feel like you have a better plan than God's plan, this is the outcome.
Well, this is what we got.
And
this is where we at.
This is where we at. Now go ahead. You were getting ready to say something, excuse me.
But no, I'm just saying this is where we at. You know, like I said, you know, it's just our problems stem from the lack of men in leadership roles. You know, even going back to the home, but you know, that's not who really, where the blame really lies.
Okay.
You know, we love to blame the man,
Mhm.
the house like it is, because he ain't there. Well, why he ain't there? You know, I'm gonna tell you what's funny, right? With most people these days, they so, you know, delusional. What they call it? Cognitive dissonance, right?
Yeah, cognitive dissonance.
And this is what most of our people now, this is their mindset. They are really like delusional in their living. You
They
know what
think
I'm
it's
saying?
all right.
Well, they think a lot of things that's all right, that's not all right. You know what I'm saying? But you sit here and you can see something, right? And still don't believe it. Now they'll say, well, it's the man's fault. Well, okay. Well, how a man know he got a child unless he told?
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If a man ain't told that he got a child, how he know he got one? Now you'll sit up here and you'll look at what's the guy name on TV? Amar Povich, right?
Yeah.
And you'll see these women come on there and they'll come on there 15 times naming guys, right? And then one of them ain't the daddy,
Yeah.
right? And so what I'm saying is, before she tested all the 15 guys, them guys ain't know that they had no possible child.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so again, that's how guys get left out of the picture for one.
Yeah.
Mama don't even know who it is. She's just trying to put it on somebody, right? Two, government programs put them out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Another one, feminism.
Mm-hmm.
Woman say she don't need no man.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I know the good book state that
Yeah.
God saw Adam was lonely
Yeah.
and decided to give him a mate like everything else he
Yeah.
had done made.
Yeah.
All right. So in essence, she was created specifically for him.
Yeah.
So if it was no Adam, there's no need for no Eve.
Eve, right.
All right, you understand what I'm saying? So, but now we got women talking about what they don't need.
But listen here. How can you fulfill your part of your purpose, your very being in life, if you exclude the man?
Because it's do as I wills. It ain't fulfilling no purpose.
Okay.
It ain't fulfilling no obligation. They're doing what they want.
Want to do.
You understand what I'm saying? This is what everybody's doing. What they want.
Now, listen. This is the part that's going to strike people and may rub them the wrong way. Out of mankind. Now, you look at National Geographics, and I'm not talking about a black man, a black woman. I'm talking about mankind, any and every race. We're the only creation that aren't concerned with who we mate with. Species, thank you. We just procreate with anything, anybody. All she got to do is be a woman.
Weakness.
You know what I'm saying?
Listen,
now
weakness personified.
Now you talking about passing on your genetics. Now you can look at the Animal Channel, and the weaker animals don't get none. Excuse me. You know what I'm saying? They don't even procreate. You understand? Only the strongest. But yet, with us, male and female, all you got to do is be present at the time and be available. And you can carry a baby. You can make a baby. Not considering you passing on your genetics. All right, not considering what this child is going to have to endure because of your weakness or your inadequacy. So that's what I look at, you know what I'm saying? They had a song out years ago say only the strong survive. Well, you producing weak seeds.
But we surviving now.
But we
You ever seen
survive.
300?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like to talk about 300 because I know, you know, the
Yeah,
war and
the-
300.
yeah.
But speaking on Sparta,
Yeah.
right? Spartans back in the day when they got weak babies, what they did with them?
Dispose of them.
They left them on the side of the mountain, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but again, weakness personified. I'm not saying that that's what happened. I'm just using that as a metaphor
Yeah.
of how weakness today
Is
is strength.
Yeah, yeah.
Weakness is strength.
It's promoted.
Right. Weakness is strength. Strength is bad now. To be a man, right? To be a man, macho is almost a cuss word. Now you can't be macho. That's discriminatory. You can't. You know what I'm saying? You can't be a man no more.
You can't say masculine.
You can't be that.
You can't be
You
masculine.
can't be masculine no more.
So you don't want me to be what God created me to be because
that's not what they want.
It offends you. You know.
You can't be macho.
You can't be.
You can't be that guy no more.
You can't be that guy.
Yeah. You got to be feeling. You got to be that guy.
No, you got to be passive aggressive.
Well, no, they don't want you aggressive. They want you passive.
Passive.
Aggressive gets me too.
Now,
yeah.
It is to the point now where the qualification women look for in a man is
a woman.
He got to be sensitive.
He got to be. Listen, the qualifications that a woman look for in a man is a woman. Don't get it twisted. First of all, understand this here. A man ain't got no business being pretty.
I don't think so.
Because women are pretty.
Yeah.
All right, men are handsome.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Men ain't got no business talking about he ain't getting dirty.
Why wouldn't he want to?
Yeah, I'm just saying, but this what we raise now.
Yeah.
This is what they're raising or maintaining. Because, to raise a child, you got to give more than just joys and stuff.
But okay, listen what the woman tells the boy. The mother tells the son, when you grow up, you're going to take care of your mama. So, okay, what are you supposed to do about his wife?
Well, who wears up, man? Who's supposed to take care of her?
It's him. It's him. It's her child.
No, that's her man. That's her son. I said her man.
But see, listen. She's actually placing the role of that. You understand what I'm saying? On this child.
Reprogramming.
Okay. Now you asking your child to meet qualifications that your man or your husband should meet. When you grow up, you're gonna take care of mom. No. When I grow up, I'm gonna take care of my wife
and my children.
That's
right.
Now the way a lot of marriages don't make it today because of the man's mama. She assumes the role in that man's life, like, okay,
No, that's a black family.
Yeah, well, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for clarifying. Yeah, in the black woman's household, because it's her household. Because the man has no say-so.
See, in the white household, the
man
run everything.
He run bank account, everything.
Right. It ain't no misunderstanding about who is in charge.
We know that before we get married.
Right.
Because it's cultural, it's taught.
Well, no, but they respect the man's role.
Yeah, and big ups, They
respect his role.
But let's get back
to
this.
But every culture respect the role of their man except black women.
Black American women.
Black American women.
Because
every culture, respect their role.
In Jamaica, Haiti, we don't have this problem. But in the black American household, this is a problem because you are programming your child from the time he's a little child to accept you as in a role you shouldn't have in his life. No, you should not. He should not have him make a decision between his wife and his mama.
Well, he should never have to follow his mom anyway.
For real though, because going back to that man is not there, but that's strategic.
Yeah.
But she don't know and she don't care because she feels like she's benefiting the most.
Well, she is benefiting.
Okay, now they don't give big ups to the coaches and all of this who picking the children up, taking them to these sports events, and the guy. Now they'll downplay that hustle in the community who buying the kids all the shoes and all of these stuff. Oh, he's a dope man. But look at what he's doing for your children. So you cannot.
Well, I don't know what community you talking about because he's a dope man around here. They love him. So I don't know what this for. I don't know what you talking about. That must be a Charleston attitude. He's still dope around here. Shit, he the star. He's the man.
He's a rock star.
Right.
He's like a rapper. He's like a rapper.
Probably is a rapper. Probably is a rapper.
Right.
Yeah, but what I was saying is the fact that oftentimes the destruction of the family starts when the child is in another household before he gets his household, because he is programmed by that mother, whether she knows it or not, that you're going to make a decision and you're going to choose me over your wife one day.
Well, I've always said, Greene, and I said it before, I said the biggest issue in the black community is the single mom.
Because she don't know her role.
Well, but she's been bombarded with, these ideas.
Yeah.
And therefore she thinks it's right. Again, like I said, even with talking about jobs and occupations, professionalism, and different things like that. Morgan, what they think them is? Do they think them friends? No, that's Morgan and his son.
Yeah.
You understand that?
And his wife.
You're right.
Yeah, that's family.
But the point I'm trying to make is that white people are successful because the father introduces the children to what it is that they're going to do.
You know, one thing I notice when I listen to athletes on TV and people in high position and they're black, and they win an award or something.
They always say their mama.
They say, I like to thank my mama. Black people now.
Yeah.
But I always hear Peyton Manning talk about his daddy.
Well, that's who they.
Drew Brees, his daddy.
Their daddies. Yeah.
Phillip Rivers, his daddy. You understand what I'm saying? So, I mean, and that, okay, so you mean because my
So, okay, but I'm going to ask you this. What is he thanking his mama for? Exactly.
Okay.
What is the black boy really thanking his mama for?
For taking him to practice,
Well, she probably did.
feeding them,
The school bus, he probably went back and forth. The coach probably picked him up.
but the coach don't get that credit. He ain't
But
gonna
no,
get
what
a
I'm
black man.
saying is that
School fed him.
what is he thanking her for making his life hard? See, this is what you have to understand. His life is hard simply because of her. You know what I mean? See, she'll blame everybody else for her circumstances. Then she had the children doing the same. But those children lives are hard because she did not plan or she did not do what it was she needed to do to make sure they had what they need.
But for the black child, what the black child don't understand, just because I don't want your mama don't mean I don't want you.
Well, but that a lot of times again, he don't know that that's the case.
But what I'm saying is, even if it's the case, even if me and your mother aren't together or we just don't want each other,
But a lot of black men too, they don't want to be dealing with the kids, they're dealing with the mama.
yeah,
And I know some guys like that as well. But it go both ways, but on a bigger tip, like I said, mamas poison their children against the daddy. They talk about him, say anything around him about the daddy, you know what I'm saying, and talk all this here, but mama, this would be funny is that it still is an indication of you. You talk about how bad this man is, but this who you chose. You ain't not even just chose to date him or holler at him or give him some once. You had a baby from this guy, but then he the worst person in the world. So how, all I know is that two pigs get dirty together in the mud.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So you clean, he ain't nothing, but you all this. Now come on, really. You understand what I'm saying? This is what this is this is what they're thinking. You know what I'm saying? You're all this and he ain't nothing. Well, nothing deal with nothing.
Right. I was like, I told a story sometime. I met one of my former students, grown, and she got a baby in a carriage, and we in the grocery store. I say, hey, how you doing? I'm all right. Whoop whoop. I say, pretty little baby. I said, how the baby daddy? Oh, he ain't SHIT. I said, so you had to have a baby for him to find that out.
Right.
She looked at me and started, Mr. G, you a trip. No, I'm not a trip. You a trip because you the one with a baby in the carriage and talking about the daddy ain't whatever. So you the trip.
You chose the daddy.
You know what I'm saying? But see, what I'm trying to get in my mind is, you mean to tell me, okay, Move all the other stuff outside. You can't have sex without getting pregnant.
Number one excuse, don't feel right.
But what I'm saying, all of this technology, we can send a man to the moon. We got nanotechnology.
I not Greene.
Okay.
I stop all that. That's Greene.
but you can't have sexual intercourse without getting pregnant.
I don't get it, man.
I don't get it. But what I'm saying is, it's the breakdown of society. But one thing I noticed in this studying history for years, all society, all empires fall from within.
They do.
Then they're attacked from the outside.
Yeah.
America's biggest problem is its schisms. That's its biggest problem. We don't want to line up with the word of God, so we gonna suffer. And I mean, it's not a black woman's fault, it's not a black man's fault, white, black, it doesn't have to deal with race. It's the mere fact that we don't want to obey. So when you look at it, and we just discussed some of the inadequacies, and we're not woman bashing, we're just saying the problem with the family, especially the black family, is the removal of the black man.
Right, but I'm just saying, regardless of how you feel, this is truth. This is so you can look at it when you can really listen. Our communities are being destroyed because of the lack of the males, and again, the issue with the male not being home as a female issue is the woman issue.
Yeah.
You know, you can blame the men all you want. You know, like I said, again, the decisions are being made by these women, and what they're doing is they're having these kids, which is a blessing. All right, the books say be fruitful and multiply, but they are not raising their children. They are not indoctrinating their children with morals and all this, which needed, for us to, prosper as a nation. What they're doing is they're having them and they're letting them run wild. They're letting them, act like the enemy. You know what I'm saying?
Now look at this. The most educated person in America is who? The black woman. That's a fact. You can Google that, y'all. Google that. The most educated person.
But okay.
Oh, hold on for a second. Now, it is a fact when children are raised with their mother and fathers, that child has a better. And I'm talking about. I'm not talking about a dysfunctional family. I'm talking about a functional family. That child has a better chance of success than not being reared with one or the other parents.
Of course,
that's a fact.
All right, but again, I'm gonna tell you what one of the biggest problems is too is when you were coming up, they just called it court.
Yeah, dating, courting.
They don't date no more. They go straight to
internet.
They go straight to
the bedroom.
Straight to the room.
Meet them at the club.
I can hit you on the Tinder or the find you on whatever meet you and it go down.
Yeah.
But nobody's courting. Nobody's dating.
Getting to know each other.
They're not getting to know each other.
How you gonna have a baby for somebody and you don't know their
But they're
name?
not planning. That's why I say in the black community, probably 90% of the kids are mistakes. They are. They don't like to say that.
They weren't playing.
No, they weren't playing. How they was playing? So you tell me you plan to have a baby, you ain't got no job, he ain't got no job. Now, if that's the case, then it's a bigger issue than just them being pregnant.
Yeah.
That means we just had a child from two dummies.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If nobody ain't got nothing.
Why are you producing
But
something?
that's what we get now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what we get. We get a whole lot of people that's not producing nothing, producing something.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is.
You're non-productive, but you expect your child to be productive.
No, but you're not productive. But you don't even care if your child productive.
No.
That's what I'm saying. They don't even care. You think they care?
Because
they're just looking for the benefit of their non-productivity.
The system is going to cover you.
Right.
But I learned years ago, whoever putting money in the house control what's going on in the house. And if the government is funding this party, the government says what goes.
But think about this, right? The government I'm just gonna switch it. The government told everybody to wear masks, stay home, don't do this, don't open your business. I'm gonna let these people open their business, don't open your business, right? Nobody ain't get mad with that, you know. But the way they kept people quiet, they gave $1,200. They gave people $1,200 so they wouldn't get mad by being told to do something against their rights. You know, that's against your right. They can't tell you, make you stay home and do nothing else. That's against your rights. But we did it anyway, and then they gave us $1,200, so we cool about it. Now what they're gonna do is probably give us another couple dollars to calm everybody on, cool them on down. But again, you know, they're not looking at the overall picture that you just gave up your rights. You just gave your civil rights. So what they're gonna do is they're gonna do this again and again
So
and
this
again.
is socialistic.
Right. Well, you know, they just conditioned you.
Yeah.
But they gave you these little $1,200, and you was fine with that.
But this the calm before the storm.
Well, but you know
what I'm saying? This is the calm before the storm, because we know what's going down.
Well,
we know
everybody don't know what's going on. See, what you do, Greene. You give people too much credit. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You give people too much credit. You know, people ain't as smart as you give them credit for. No, I'm just saying, they may think they are. See, people think they smart because they know Carter B gonna be in Tampa on August the 7th or something like that, or they know, the baby mama auntie name or something like that. So they think they smart, right? You know, because they know stuff that ain't hard to know. You know, so people think they really smarter than they are. But they really don't know nothing.
And I will throw this in there because I think we talked about this off on camera. I was talking to a young lady, a sister in church, from church. And she was telling me, we was talking about the book of Enoch, the book of Jubilee, Maccabee and stuff. She said, the reason I never read these books because I was told if you read these books, it'll run you crazy.
So the truth will run you crazy. Huh? That was she saying. So they told her the truth gonna drive you crazy.
But they told her these books are demonic.
Right.
But you don't have you never read them, so you understand what I'm saying? But so if I tell a woman, if you abstain from having sexual intercourse till you get your mind together, till you get the right guy, whatever. She said, you crazy, Mr. G. You know, but I'm telling you, when you open up Pandora's box, you're not going to be able to close it. Now, you can hide behind the banner of religion or whatever, but understand, there's things out here happening in this world and in this atmosphere and the next dimension that are really beyond our comprehension. Now, you want me to tell you it's okay to tamper with these things and you're going to be normal? You already abnormal, but you don't know it. So when somebody comes along that's normal, you perceive them as being abnormal because your abnormalcy became normal to you. Crazy people always think other people crazy and they don't. You know what I'm saying? But in reference to this episode of In the Office, we wanted to talk about one thing, political, but we can't close the show without talking about. I used to hear about politics in other countries like Haiti, Jamaica, in other countries. And I was like, dang, boy, they be getting down, you know what I'm saying? They on some gangster stuff over there. Now we on some gangster stuff in America, because you mean to tell me if I'm a Republican, that means I'm more godly than a Democrat? Or if I'm Democrat, that means I'm more godly than a Republican? Since when has your political affiliation determined your spiritual affiliation?
First of all, politics. Speaking on this two-party system we got, this ain't really politics. This is just a phone dog, phone show.
That's right.
All right. Because, you know, in a real democracy, you know, everybody can represent or become president or run for office.
Yeah.
So this two-party system that they done came up with is BS. Now, the two-party system in the United States, the Republican and Democratic Party, is really a one-party system.
Yeah.
Because they began as the Democratic Republican Party.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So they were one, and they broke into two. Now they broke into two to do what? To consolidate the power. All right. They got rid of all these other little, you know, the Whig Party and all these other little parties. And like I said, they consolidated and they broke into two factions.
Yeah.
Alright? Because if you really think about it, all they do is switch from one to two. Think about Strom Thurmond, right?
South Carolina.
Yeah, that's what you, that was your old great senator. They probably got a statue in your neighborhood, right? Strom Thurmond. Y'all, okay.
There you go.
Okay, but let me break this down to you. So Strom Thurmond was against integration, was against integrated schools. He was a strict segregation.
Mm-hmm.
You understand that? And he was under the Republican. He was a Republican. All right, but I'm gonna go back to this about the Republicans in a second. So he was in the Republican Party. So then, you know, when all this civil rights movement happened and all this change, you know, they done went to the mountaintop, right? Now they came from the mountaintop. Strom Thurmond said, "Hey, I'm now a Democrat.
Mm-hmm.
I've changed my ways."
Uh-huh.
Right? And he ran up under a predominantly black district.
Mm-hmm.
And he was the longest serving senator in U.S. history. Right? Guess who kept putting him in office? The blacks that he was denying
the rights in the first place.
Do you see how? Okay, now do you see the rationale and the mentality of blacks and politics? Huh? You see how silly they are. So just based on the affiliation that you have, they're gonna roll with you. Not on your behaviors or what you do, but just based on what you, cause you claim what you claim to be. Now, again, Abraham Lincoln, who they say freed the slaves with the Emancipation Proclamation, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, the black people love so much. Him killing the FDR, and now Obama. See how black people love, but we'll get to that. So,
do your thing.
Again, the Republican Party was the ones that freed slaves.
Yeah, true.
All right, blacks helped to start the Republican.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so by them becoming Democrats, it was a switch at some point in time. It began with FDR. FDR gave, during the Great Depression, white people lost their jobs, right? So they needed something to hold these people up. He came up with the New Deal, right? And the New Deal created all these
social
programs, all right, that's still in existence today, right? So what happened was they created something to help white folks through the Depression, but blacks got on it because we always been poor, right? All right, so but what that was used for was to get them through and off, right? A lot of projects in the United States were first occupied by white people.
That's right.
There were people don't understand. You know what I'm saying? So once the Depression went by, World War II and World War II, and it helped us, manufacture and all that, the whites were able to get off these social programs and get loans to buy homes. And blacks weren't. So blacks moved into these projects, this low-income housing and stuff that whites done left.
Section 8.
All right. So, but whites done got off these social programs because now they building wealth. They got low interest loan. They can buy homes, build wealth. They done went and got these jobs of manufacturing popping.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we got our world. How we got out of the depression. Well, we became a manufacturing center. So now they making money, but blacks are now stuck on welfare, a social program. So now, as these programs keep proliferating over time, blacks are still on these programs, and the majority of the people that are on these programs are women, right? So now they held it. See, because you got to understand the most black voters are women.
Mm-hmm.
They target the women. See what I'm saying? Because the men, they either went to jail and lost their rights. You know what I'm saying? But the majority of the voters are women. You know, that's why Hillary was winning. Because women silly. They vote with Hillary strictly because she's a woman. They don't know
her political party.
They don't know how personal.
The corruption.
Alright? Because she's a woman, I'm going to vote a man. These are women, man. But black women, right? So, now, again, the black women stuck on this poverty. So, now they're problematic. The Democrats, because the party that give away everything is who? The Democratic Party. The Democratic Party, we want to keep all these social programs. Alright, again, when Trump first got in office, right? The only thing I heard black folk, I'm just speaking around him, right? Because this is where I'm at. All I heard them talking about children. I hate Trump. Why? You know what I'm saying? Cause, they don't tell you why. But the parent, you listen to the women, Trump trying to get rid of food stamps. So, look on thing, you shouldn't want to be on food stamps. Why would you want to be on food stamps? I would rather be rich. I'd rather be an entrepreneur with my own business, making money. You know what I'm saying? Going to work when I want to go to work, paying myself. You see what I'm saying? Democrats don't preach that. You understand what I'm saying? Democrats preach the opposite of that. They don't preach you getting your own. They preach you still being under the government tip. You see what I'm saying? You get what they provide. You know. So again, like I said, you know, with that politic thing, being a Democrat and Republican, you know, it should all be based on platforms, what people gonna be doing for you, as opposed to, you know, just rolling with somebody because you've been rolling with them. Because what they've done is they've taken you for granted. They've taken you for granted, they've taken your vote for granted, and y'all keep on running behind these people. These people are promoting, you know, abortion,
genocide,
you know, the LGBTQ, all this here, even Obama, right? Think about this, you know, and this one was funny about Obama. When Obama was got voted in, black people were so happy. I mean, they ain't never seen black people so happy.
I ain't never seen Obama before he ran for president.
Right? I saw him on. I want to say I want to see him in. It wasn't 92. It was not. It was one of the years. He was the speaker
somewhere.
And then when he spoke, I said he gonna be the president. I knew it when he spoke.
Yeah.
When he spoke, that was his coming out party, right?
He did more in his term of president. He did more to set black people back and get the church back.
Well, he
was doing.
But he promoted LGBTQ.
Yeah.
They got a head under him.
Yeah.
Why? Why is the question, Mr. Greene? Right?
Because he had a hidden agenda.
Right.
You know, his personal life may have been the reason he chose.
Well, you know, he was doing for his community.
His community, okay. Now, let me share something with you. One day I was talking to a Haitian brother. And the Haitian brother said something to me. And I'm purposely mentioning his nationality for a reason. Because the brothers and the sisters out of the islands, the Caribbean islands, they think differently from the brothers and sisters in the States.
Well, they love some white people.
Oh, okay, but hold on for a
second. Is
that
what you about to say?
No, I ain't about to say that, but if that's their thing, that's their thing.
Well, I'm just saying they do. They
because we understand.
And and we're opposite that. See, we warriors. Well, we was once warriors. That's why we don't follow rules.
Yeah, but see,
you know what I'm saying? We don't follow these laws. These ain't our laws.
But see, we understand.
But we're not warriors because our children are not being taught to be warriors anymore. You know what I'm saying?
What I was getting
against themselves.
What I was getting ready to say about the brothers, they said, see, blacks in America are programmed. We say, I want to go to college, graduate so I can get a good job. The brothers and sisters from the island say, I want to go to college so when I graduate, I'm going to start my own business.
Well, but you have to understand is that they're not from here.
We're programmed here
to be workers,
to be laborers.
Right.
not to be leaders in the head of nothing.
Okay, think about this. The smartest ethnic group in the United States is African.
Yeah.
From Africa.
From Africa.
They had scored the highest on the SAT.
Yeah.
They had the best grade. They smarter than everybody. Even the Chinese, they be trying to talk about the Chinese. Well, see, and I tell people, the difference between Americans and Africans is that Africans are in their country.
Yeah.
And they control their education.
Yeah.
They control their education. They control their history. All right, in America, that does not apply to us.
No.
All right, we do not control our history or education. And then our education just begun.
Yeah.
You see, you had some guys that were educated, but them ain't never gatekeepers. You know what I'm saying? Majority of the old cats, your DBED boys, and
yeah, they were gatekeepers.
They were just gatekeepers. You know what I'm saying?
And let me say something more about the gatekeepers. They're set up in positions like that goat. There's a goat. Dang, I forget the name of the goat. That's over the herd that leads the rest of the herd to slaughter.
Yeah. That's
his position. But when it's time for him to go to the slaughter, he veers off.
Yeah, he's sitting you.
Yeah, called the Judas goat.
No.
That's what he's called, the Judas goat. And that's an action. The Judas goat leads the herd to slaughter, but he never goes in and gets,
So he's like, he opened the door and closed behind him.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Gatekeepers.
See, these are gatekeepers.
Oh.
We call them gatekeepers today. Now, like I'm going to put it out there like Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, them, these are gatekeepers. They don't represent us. Anyway, but in order to be successful, we first have to fix our mess. In order for other nations and nationalities to take us seriously, we got to get some things together.
Well, we done lost respect.
You know what I'm saying?
Listen, man, what I saw, this is what I saw.
Mm-hmm.
All right, this is what I see. That they no longer respect or fear us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They clown us. They killing. They don't care what they do. You got a white lady. They just so brazen. I say I'm in the store, and she think I did something. I'm trying to walk out the store. She will block me from going out the store.
Lady, you better move where you get.
But I'm saying before that would have never
happened. Yeah.
Never. They would never had the audacity to do. I'm saying in between 70 to probably 2005.
Never happened.
Never happened. But again, what we're becoming soft as a nation. You understand what I'm saying? That rainbow.
Yeah.
But
what I'm looking at is we are being taught not to be warrior class.
Well, of course. But they're using the women to do it.
And as a man in America, as a black man in America, watching what I'm watching, I'm not pleased. You understand? Because this generation right here, see what you don't understand, and I'm talking to the people. Nobody cares if you march. Nobody care if you sing Kumbala.
If you whining down the street, you whining.
Nobody cares.
All you doing?
It ain't till you move strategically like an army until Judah realize who Judah is and put on your war clothes. Nobody care about you. You don't even pray to the gods of your ancestors.
They destroying our warriors. They trying to put dresses on our warriors. If you understand this, they are targeting black men.
Yeah.
I watch TV, and every show that I see with a homosexual is usually a black man, and I be like, wow, I swear. And then you have these like even like let's say Real Housewives of Atlanta, every man on them is a what? All the black women hang with is what? You understand what I'm saying? They're feminizing our kids. They're taking our warriors away. You understand what I'm saying? A woman ain't never put up in a protector for a man.
And let's be clear, a warrior, the definition of a warrior is not a murderer.
No.
It's a protector.
That's right.
See, don't get it twisted. A warrior is not a murderer. So I don't want none of these young kids going out here talking about I caught a body. Bruh, you a murderer, you ain't no warrior.
But sometimes a warrior may have to kill.
Yeah, now sometimes a warrior is going to have, in order to protect himself and his family, this is what you're going to have to do.
Yeah.
You have to let them know, nah, bruh, nah,
They're destroying our warrior class.
You know what I'm saying? And this, and I want to be clear. We need people to stand up. And when things are not right, you have to say this ain't right. Well, somebody said, well, Black Lives Matter. Well, I ain't even on no Black Lives Matter because I don't need to have a title to say I have a right. I have a right. My right.
I don't need you to
put that on a shirt.
Yeah, I don't need you to confirm my humanity
and exploit it.
I already know who I am. That's what I never understood about the movement is that, you know, you sit over here and you're saying, well, Black Lives Matter. Do you not understand that? Who are you trying to convince? Because they've been here, they came here 400 years ago, and they still haven't, you know, they still don't consider your life that valuable to them. So what are you doing? Are you pandering? Are you begging? What are you doing? Because at the end of the day, you know, instead of worrying about if your life matters to them, you make concessions or make preparation to move ahead of that and go and do what you need to do.
If we look at it like individually, my life matters.
Right.
We could approach it like my life matters. I don't care if I'm black, white, green, or my life matters.
That's right.
Even that unborn child in that woman's womb.
It matters.
It matters.
It matters.
You know what I'm saying?
But,
and that's on some real stuff because at some point in time, we have to let people stop ostracizing us.
Well, we let them lead us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Instead of us leading ourselves. Everybody else got something to say about how we should be rolling. You know what I'm saying? Instead of us, you know, dictating our own destiny. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean...
But again, it's hard when you don't have no leaders, man. The leadership, it still go back to that. We don't have, you know, we don't have the leaders in the communities that we need. Again, our communities are saturated with single parents, and you know that's just not good for the community. I ain't trying to say nothing specific about women, but what I'm saying is that the crumbling and destruction of the black community is beginning at home in these single parent homes.
Yeah, and the reason we're addressing this is because this is who we are. I'm not going to go out here and talk about another race and omit mine. Like, we need to get this thing together.
I can't worry about what they do.
Yeah, we need to get this
I
thing
need to
together.
worry about what we need to do to move ahead.
Yeah.
We can't always be worried about them. If we handle our business, they're going to be worried about us.
Mm-hmm.
You understand that?
Yeah.
So, you know, we got it twisted.
Mm.
And like I said, like you said, in order for us to move ahead, we need to clean up our backyard first. And you point at nobody else's backyard, but our backyard.
We need to get it together.
You know, I think one of the things that, you know, that they try to do to detract is the black on black thing, right? But that is a problem.
That's a problem.
Why are we killing ourselves? Why do we have so much hatred and condemnation for each other?
For each other.
You understand what I'm saying?
Well, first of all, because we're miseducated. We're still walking around thinking black history started with slavery.
Well,
that's how lost we are. You know, when you say black history began in Africa, I ain't Africa. Well, hold up. If Africa is the birthplace of mankind, how could you omit Africa? I mean, really? If Africa is the birthplace of mankind, the same Bible you're reading talking about Eve, Adam, and the Garden of Eden. Where is this located? In Africa. So how can you, any race, omit Africa? Don't you know, as a continent, Africa is the only continent on earth that can self-sustain itself?
But America's too.
Well, hold on for a second. Africa, right now, documented fact.
We got everything over here.
No, we don't have everything.
We have everything in America.
Listen,
What we lack?
hold on for a second. Hold on for a second. Let me get my point across.
Okay.
Okay, now, we in office. We in office. Okay, Africa is the only continent, to my knowledge, that is, you can Google it, that can self-sustain. All other nations have to go to Africa for something. Some form of natural resource. Have to go to Africa. Okay, now, why do you think that Haiti's being targeted? Haiti is, the problem with Haiti is outside, is not Haitians. Because of the natural resources that's under the surface in Haiti.
What?
Somebody or something wants those natural resources.
Well,
Now, why? Now, hold on. Now, let me big up the brothers in Haiti, because I told them I was going to do this. Why do you think, anywhere they're sending the Bible thumpers to missionaries? They're sending missionaries to countries for a reason, not to spread the gospel, but to take up residence in those countries so that they can have access to the resource.
But that's always been the case, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But see, what I'm trying to get the listeners to understand,
They trade Bibles for resources.
yeah, Bible for and to make you docile.
Yeah, they trade your Bible for gold mine.
Diamond mine.
That's what happens. We
And,
give you religion, you give us your content.
and now you got to be passive, because if you don't, God is going to get you.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm
Right,
saying?
Jesus.
So
Right?
in closing, I know we went a little bit over. We wanted to do a special segment today dealing with the community politics, the role of the woman, what's happening to the family. And we're by no means putting everything on the woman, because men, you got to step up too. You got men, listen to me, bro. You got to get your mind right. You got to get your mind and spirit and your body back in the order. You got to get your mind right. A lot of these households, women are leading because they're just not accepting anything as a man.
But think about this, right?
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry to interject.
Yeah.
Who's teaching these young men to be responsible when having sex?
They learn it through the school system, the education
No,
system.
well, the education don't teach sex ed anymore. I'm saying, but
Oh,
who's teaching them?
The parents.
No, the parents aren't teaching them.
Friends.
Yeah,
Friends.
okay, so that's why they're going out there and they're making these mistakes.
Yeah.
If a boy ain't told to wrap up and then, he hasn't been explaining those situations, he's just going out there doing anything.
Well, a girl said, because there's no love at home, she's going to create something she can love. So therefore, she creates the baby. Now I have something I can love.
But she just creating a cycle.
She don't understand that.
You just did the same thing your mama did.
She don't understand that.
You know what I'm saying?
Now the boy who created the child, I got a jit. What you doing for your jit?
Yeah.
You uneducated. When your child get a certain age, you can't help with the homework because you don't know nothing. They ain't teaching you nothing in that school. Excuse me? You know how they get. I'll come to the school and I'll hit so-and-so in the mouth. No, you won't. No, you won't. You mad at me because of your inadequacies.
That what it be?
Yeah, that's what it is. But once again, in closing, this brother Mike Hill, brother Tito Ramos, Minister Gregory Greene. Hey, don't take no wooden nickels. Welcome to the office.